Thank you very much, James. I'm Dr. Alan Dunton. I am the Consulting Chief Medical Officer for Recce Pharmaceuticals. It's my pleasure to be here today to talk about our incredible progress in our fourth quarter 2026 update to investors. Now, why do I say that's incredible progress? It's because we're starting a registrational phase 3 clinical trial in Australia. We, as you know, have an ongoing study in Indonesia, which is phase 3. And now we're studying a similar trial, I'll explain the differences, in Australia within weeks. The study is designed as a randomized active comparator trial. What is that? That's where a patient is randomized to receive Recce 327 gel for diabetic foot infection, or they're randomized to get an approved product, an oral antibiotic product for the treatment of that infection, which is at the discretion of the principal investigator. We'll be at up to 15 sites across Australia. I have spoken to most of them already and the investigators, and everybody's very excited about this study. That active comparator study is absolutely necessary. I'm sure you'd want to know how we stack up against an oral drug that's out there already. And as you know, we feel that this gel, and we know this gel is very active, hopefully more active than the comparator. We feel it will be, but also more convenient. Doesn't have the bad side effects of oral antibiotics. If you've ever been on an oral antibiotic for 2 weeks, there are significant effects that they have that are undesirable. Upset stomach, perhaps some GI effects that we don't need to go into in this presentation, but we're very excited about this. So this study is starting shortly, and we'll be having an interim analysis. This is about 200 patients will be enrolled across Australia. The interim analysis will be occurring later in 2027, and then we'll have the readout in late next year or early part of 2028. This study will also enable a much more significant discussion with the US FDA, who is used to working with the Australian Therapeutic Goods Administration, or TGA, on a regular basis. It not only is an active comparator trial, but it will also enroll patients not only with mild diabetic foot infection, but with moderate diabetic foot infection. The mild patients make up about 25% or so of all diabetic foot infection patients. This will add a significant percent as well, 40 to 50% of the total DFI population. So we've just considerably broadened who can be enrolled in this trial. In addition, we will be including patients who also have, who also have infections of diabetic ulcers below the knee. So it's not only the foot, it's below the knee. So we expect this trial to go exceedingly well. The protocol meets all FDA standards, as all our studies have to date, and we look forward to getting this started, as I mentioned, in the next few weeks. The endpoints are the same endpoints that we've used in the phase 3 in Indonesia. It's a clinical response of the diabetic foot infection according to the now famous Lipsky scale, with secondary endpoints including a total wound score and safety. We're also doing some microbiology in this study in moderate diabetic foot infection patients so that we will actually find which bugs we have successfully treated in this trial. So we're very excited about this. Becoming a phase 3 clinical trials company in the biotech/pharma world is very significant, and this trial will garner more attention than we're already getting right now. So in the next slide, let me talk to what's going on in Indonesia. The trial continues to be enrolled. The BPOM, the Biden POM, which is the FDA equivalent in Indonesia, has conducted an inspection. It's not for cause, it's routine. They pick a site and they go to the site and they inspect. And they do a very thorough job, I must say. When I've been part of FDA inspections, I've not been part of an Indonesian inspection. But there were no findings which they considered consequential enough to even stop the study or to give us any kind of warning, which FDA would at any point in time. They can slow your study down. We are continuing to move ahead, and we look forward to an interim analysis on that study in the not too distant future. So they haven't requested any changes to the protocol at all, but we continue to dose across the 5 sites. And we had a nice quote there, as you can read. I'm not going to read it for you, from the Indonesian Minister of Health, Mr. Sadikin. He knows the country needs this drug, this topical gel for this condition. It's a major, major has a major impact on health in patients in Indonesia and worldwide. So it's a brief update, and I was happy to provide it for you at this time. But now let me pass it along to our chairman, Dr. John Prendergast.